How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I bet you guys didn't expect this video to exist, but here we are, doing a GT What If on a series that's been completed for over a year. I've decided to go back on a series that I've completed, and since Granola isn't ending anytime soon to my knowledge, I figured I would pick up with some GT editions for certain scenarios that I've already completed. I won't be able to do one for all of them, mainly what ifs that ended with a bad ending, but for most of them that I've completed, we can get into some GT stuff. I'm mostly planning to do all these GT stories in a post-Super world, but if you want it to be post-End of Z, aka the Boo Saga, and if you guys want, I can do one like that. For this episode though, we're continuing this story post-Super. It's been a long while since this series came out, and I'm pretty sure 99% of you need a refresher, so make sure to click the link up above to go and check out the full series. Anyways, make sure to like this video and subscribe. That way I know you guys would want some more GT continuations like this in the future. As always, huge thank you to all of my amazing patrons for the support, as it really helps to keep this channel going. Now, with that super long intro out of the way, let's get right into this video. We begin right where the finale left off, with Goku training hard with Broly and Goten at Kami's lookout. Remember, there is no Oob in this scenario due to Boo never being released, so Goku's got some pretty different training partners here. They've been training really hard in all these years since Cell, and Goku has completely mastered his Ultra Instinct form, being able to use it whenever he pleases. Broly has got control of Godly Ki, and can now use the Super Saiyan Blue form, while Goten has mastered Blue as well. Everything is going great, as there hasn't been a threat since Cell in 5 years. Of course, this is Dragon Ball though, and threats are always going to appear. The first one being the Pilaf gang. Now, why would they go after the Black Star Dragon Balls if they're good now in Super? Well, I'm gonna take a cue from the DB Galaxy Touring manga, and use what happens in this story for why the Pilaf gang would do this. In that story, the wish they made to Shenron was temporary, and they eventually reverted back to their older selves. And agitated by this, Pilaf would turn evil again, and seek out the Black Star Dragon Balls to get his wish of world domination. He would make his way to the lookout, summon Ultimate Shenron, and eventually turn Goku back into a child. After King Kai discusses that the Black Star Dragon Balls are bad news, Goku, Goten, and Broly return to the Sun household, and decide who's going to go on the Grand Tour. Real quick, Pan in this scenario is a much different Pan from GT. She's grown to become a Super Saiyan from a young age, and trained with her father, grandfather, and wherever else she can, and is a well-respected Saiyan. So she definitely wouldn't be an annoying little brat and force herself to go out there with the others. Meaning, she'll be staying on Earth for this. Goten isn't a womanizer here either, and is much closer as his father, so he wouldn't be distracted and would come along as well. Since Trunks has already stated to come along anyways, he'd join in too, as it could be a fun adventure. Goku, Goten, and Trunks take off into space and make it onto the merchant planet as in GT. Them learning about their planet's population happens as usual, as well as finding Giru, though we get a change once the merchants begin to haul away the spaceship. Goku discovers that due to his smaller body, he can't use instant transmission, but Goten can, since he was taught it by Goku, as they've trained together for many years, so of course Goten would pick up some tricks from his father. They instant transmission to the people stealing the ship, beat them up, and get the ship back. They attempt to get it back in working order, and since they've never become wanted, they can go through the shops freely to search for the parts that they need to fix up the ship. They get the parts they need, fix it up, and since Don Key never saw who beat up his men, Ledric isn't sent to fight them, so the group can just leave the planet. It is unfortunate though, as they never took down Don Key, so the planet is still technically under slavery. Whatever though, we gotta move on. From here, even with no Pan, things would play out as normal really, as everything seems to happen pretty much easier without Pan to be honest. Without her messing up the ship to have to go to planet Lude, they head there themselves, and beat up the guy with the whip itself, and eventually come face to face with Lude, who is their so-called God of Destruction. Goku thinks Beerus would be pretty mad to hear that this guy claims to be a God of Destruction, and him and the others fight with him. They wouldn't really need to work together to fire at a specific point from the outside and inside though, as they didn't really need to in GT anyways, as Goku was just in his base form the whole time for some reason. Here, I'm gonna make them a little bit smarter and just go Super Saiyan with Goten and Trunks. Then they can completely destroy Lude. It wasn't that hard, guys. Things would continue to play out as normal, until they make it to Giru's home planet and are kidnapped by the machine mutants. Even though Pan can't come to the rescue, it doesn't really matter, as Goku would just wake up anyways and start to get out of there. The three would battle the other machine mutants, and eventually General Rildo himself. And while he is stated to be as strong as Majin Buu, we don't know which Buu, though it doesn't really matter, as this Goku is way stronger than his GT self, and can probably stomp Rilo in his base. Goku does realize something though from this battle. He tries to use his Godly Ki, but finds that he can only use fragments of it. He starts to get concerned once Realdo goes into his final form, and Goku tries to see if he can use Super Saiyan God, and finds out he can't. It seems that his child body can't really handle the power of Super Saiyan God, since the transformation would be too strong for his body to handle. This is pretty concerning news, but luckily, Goten and Trunks still can, and while Trunks is turned into Han Solo and sent away, Goten bursts into Super Saiyan Blue and destroys Realdo's main body. Unfortunately though, since Realdo is the whole planet, he makes more copies and eventually he absorbs Goku and Goten so he can send them to Dr. Mew's lab. Once there, they uncover the secret of Baby. And from here, once more, everything plays out basically as normal. If it seems like I'm rushing through most of this stuff, it's because I am, since the beginning of GT is incredibly dull, and I'm trying to do my best to breeze through it and get to the good stuff. That being, Baby making his way to Earth. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but guess what? I'm moving up in the world of sponsorships. This video is sponsored by Fandomian, who sells some really cool anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices. If you want to get some cool outfits and a bunch of other stuff for an even lower price, then make sure to click the link in the description down below and put a discount code DAMON for 5% off your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 5% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now let's get back to the video. Once Baby makes it to Earth, he begins his spree of taking over bodies so he can infect the whole planet. Since there isn't a Goten around to fight, Vegeta arrives to see why there is terror in the streets, and is attacked by countless Baby-controlled people. Baby sends a whole plethora of humans to attack Vegeta, and he can't just kill them since he has no idea what is happening. Since Vegeta is still in his base form and is really holding back as he doesn't want to kill these guys, Baby uses this opportunity to attack as himself and cut Vegeta's arm. With Vegeta's arm cut, Baby infiltrates his body and becomes Baby Vegeta. Though, this time, Baby Vegeta isn't his ultimate goal, as there's a stronger Saiyan whose body he wants to take over, Broly. Baby begins to infect the rest of the world, taking over the bodies of Gohan, Pan, and this time, Mr. Satan, since there's no Majin Buu to protect him here. Eventually, Baby Vegeta and Gohan team up against Broly, attempting to take over his body. Broly is confused on what is happening and goes Super Saiyan Blue to defend against his former friends. Broly is harder to take over than they thought. Though with Vegeta in Baby's possession, he has access to the Blue Evolution Kaioken form, and uses that to do enough damage to Broly and cut him. Broly's power rises immensely, trying to prevent Baby from overtaking him, but it's no use, as no matter how strong you are, Baby's will is stronger. That means we now have a Baby Broly on Earth as Baby's new host. Once Goku, Goten, and Trunks return to Earth, they are all ambushed by Baby's men, and since Trunks is already possessed, he is taken over and Goten stands no chance against his brother and Vegeta, and is possessed as well. Goku attempts to go against them all, but he stands no chance against Baby Broly. Especially since this Broly is a Super Saiyan Blue level fighter, and Goku has no way to transform into a Super Saiyan God with his small body. And since Goku never learned Super Saiyan 3 in this scenario, he only really has Super Saiyan 2 up his sleeve. Goku attempts to tap into one more thing that doesn't require God Ki, which is Ultra Instinct, and his surprise, he's able to achieve the Omen version of the form, though for only a split second, as all of that power destroys his small body, and he is blown away by Baby Broly. Goku thinks that this is it, when suddenly, he disappears. He looks around and sees that he's been saved by Kibito, and brought back to the land of the Kais. Goku thanks Kibito, saying that without him, he'd be dead. Kibito says it's no problem, and along with Shin, they need to figure a way to have Goku go back to Earth to fight. Without Godly Ki or even access to Ultra Instinct, they're gonna be screwed, and need another way of power. Goku asks where Beerus and Whis are, and Shin says that Beerus is currently asleep, and Whis is attending him, so they're on their own for right now. Goku does come up with a plan, as after seeing Broly use the Akari form years back, there is another line of transformations he can go down. If he can tap into his Saiyan roots, then maybe he can defeat Baby and save the others of Earth. The Kais get to work on regrowing Goku's tail, and since he always needed his tail to get stronger anyways, it helps. And maybe this tail boost will help him defeat the others. Goku is sent back to fight Baby Broly, and while his tail is regrown, he is able to tap into Ultra Instinct Omen for longer than usual. Goku fights it out with Baby Broly, and while Baby Broly is semi on the ropes here, Broly's power always rises and rises. And since Goku is weakening greatly due to the strain on his body, he is eventually knocked down and barely able to stand back up. This is when Goku lays his eyes on the moon. / Earth, whatever he looked at in the original, and this somehow allows him to transform once more, but this time into a golden great ape. Though, Goku doesn't go on out of control rampage, since he trained with Broly years back on how to control the Akari form, and he managed to retain that information himself, so he can calm himself down now while in this state. With his mind calm thanks to the Ikari training and his transformation controlled, Goku then begins to shrink in size and achieve a transformation that we haven't seen on this channel since one of Damon was in Dragon Ball. That being Super Saiyan 4. With this new power, Goku looks at himself and is impressed, as it is a larger power than he originally expected it to be. Baby Broly is shocked at a new Saiyan transformation, and isn't going to let Goku one-up him and stop his plans. Goku fights it out with Baby Broly once more, and is holding his own pretty well in his Super Saiyan 4 state, which is much more powerful than it was in GT, since this Goku is a lot stronger than the original GT Goku. He's not as strong as Baby Broly though, as he keeps upping his Super Saiyan Blue power, and Goku is still on the losing side. He curses, since he was doing more significant damage while in UI Omen earlier, and while he can last a lot longer now, he's still losing. Goku is knocked back, and once more stands back up, not going to give up. This is a new form and he's barely gotten the hang of it now, but this is his only shot on being able to put down Broly for good. Now that he has an adult body again, he can tap into his godly ki. So, he tries to do what he did so long ago with combining Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan, and does that with Super Saiyan 4, creating the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 state. Goku can't control his power for very long, and goes in with everything he has to knock Broly down. This time, Broly is knocked back a great deal, and while Goku is distracting him, Shin and Vegito are going around freeing everybody with Korin's sacred water. That way, they won't be an issue anymore, and can help Goku in taking down Baby Broly. As to sacred water, won't really work on Broly due to him being so powerful. Goku is slowing down greatly in his Limit Breaker form, and reverts back to the original Super Saiyan 4, and curses how useless he is now. If only he managed to get his adult body back before, then Ultra Instinct would definitely be able to best Broly. Baby Broly goes for the finishing blow, before Gohan, Goten, and Trunks all blast Broly to distract him. Vegeta appears next to Goku, saying that none of them are powerful enough to beat Broly on their own, so Shin gave them this Potara to use and fuse together. Goku says that really is the only way and hopes he won't slow him down to Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta says, no way, and the two put on the earrings and fuse into Vegito once again. This time though, a very different Vegito. This Vegito has the base of Super Saiyan 4, since that was what Goku was when fusing. And with Vegeta's godly ki, they're able to ascend to a godly state while Vegito, and absolutely beat the crap out of Baby Broly. It isn't even a contest anymore, as the fusion is so powerful that Baby Broly can't even land a hit anymore, and then attempts to overtake Vegito's body instead. Of course, Vegito was prepared for this, and sent out a large burst of energy to break apart a lot of Baby's metals. That way he'd be forced to reform into his original self to survive. With no Broly barrier to hide behind anymore, Vegito knocks Baby up into the air and fires a final Kamehameha right up towards him, completely destroying him. With Baby defeated, the day isn't saved yet, as they need to get the others off of Earth before it blows up. With Vegito, Gohan, and Goten using instant transmission, they can get everybody off of Earth in time. Piccolo and Kami try to stay behind to let the Black Star Dragon Balls be destroyed along with them, but Vegito isn't going to let that happen, as they can deal with the Black Star Dragon Balls themselves. Piccolo gets to survive the arc this time, and Vegito instant transmissions to Beerus' planet to drop off the Black Star Dragon Balls there, where literally nobody but Beerus and Whis can touch. Using the Namekian Dragon Balls, the Earth is restored, and everything goes back to the way it once was. Though, with one extra change. Once Beerus and Whis come back to the Earth to feast and criticize everybody for letting it blow up, Beerus is disturbed to see Goku as a kid, and so weak. He says that like this, Goku isn't going to be in any condition to become his greatest rival, so he instructs Whis to change him back. Whis bonks Goku in the head, and he transforms back into an adult. Goku thanks Beerus and Whis, as like this, now he can get a better grasp on that new Super Saiyan 4 transformation, and can use his full power again if need be. With the Baby arc completed, we'll be moving on to the Super 17 arc, but we'll be doing that in the second and final part to this new GT edition. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of this new GT scenario, as it was really fun to dive back to the Baby arc of GT and work on an arc that I've never really covered before for a video, especially a series that I really liked working on back in the day. Anyways, make sure you guys stick around for part 2 of this scenario, and like and subscribe, as that'll let me know that you guys want to see it. So, until we meet again guys, see you later!